Top 10 Most Beautiful Waterfalls in the World. Number 1. Iguazu Falls, Argentina and Brazil. The Iguazu Falls are one of South America's most breathtaking sights, an awe-inspiring spectacle that is simply breathtaking. The Iguazu Falls, located in the border between Argentina and Brazil in South America, are not only the largest waterfalls in the world, but also among the most beautiful. Iguazu Falls are a jaw-dropping, visceral experience, and the power and noise of the falls are forever etched in your memory. The falls lie between Brazil and Argentina in a large national park, where much of the forest is teeming with unique flora and fauna. The mighty Iguazu River cuts across the province of Misiones in Argentina, forming a horseshoe-shaped waterfall called the Devil's Throat. It is made up of approximately 275 separate waterfalls reaching 200 feet in height. While the river that forms the start of the falls is located on the Brazilian side of the border, most of the falls are in Argentina. If you want to see the full 1.7 miles of waterfalls within this World Heritage listed national park, you'll need to cross the border. Number 2. Victoria Falls, Zambia and Zimbabwe. Victoria Falls, a spectacular curtain of water that drops from the top of Africa and forms the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe, is one of the Earth's most famous sights. The Victoria Falls is one of the most famous waterfalls in Africa, is an awe-inspiring UNESCO World Heritage Site shared between Zambia and Zimbabwe. The mighty Victoria Falls, which spans 1.7 kilometers and drops 108 meters at its highest, is a spectacle that draws people from around the world. The path along the edge will allow visitors to see the tremendous spray of Victoria Falls from an unparalleled series of viewpoints. The Victoria Falls are fed by the Zambezi River and are famous for their engulfing mist that gives them the name, the smoke that thunders. One of the most memorable experiences at one of the 7 natural wonders of the world is to take a dip in the Devil's Pool, which sits precariously at the top of a waterfall. Number 3. Plitvice Lakes Waterfalls, Croatia. While Plitvice Lakes National Park is a lovely place to visit, the waterfalls and cascades there are what really make it a special place. The 16 cascading lakes that make up the Plitvice Waterfalls in Croatia's Plitvice Lakes National Park are a sight to behold. The park has many lakes, each with its own cascades. As you explore the national park, you're continually greeted by picturesque views of aquamarine lakes and more cascades. These waterfalls are special because they have distinct shades of blue and green. Aquamarine, emerald and turquoise can be seen in the water as it flows over limestone and chalk rocks. Although the largest waterfall at Plitvice Lakes National Park does not come from the lakes themselves, it's actually the Plitvice River that flows over the waterfall, Veliki Slap. The waterfall measures 78 meters in height. Number 4. Ban Gioc-Detian Falls, Vietnam and China. In continuing the trend of waterfalls on borders, Asia has created a series of enchanting falls. The Ban Gioc-Detian Falls are one such example. Cascading down 3 tiers and backed by a lush green landscape, Detian Falls is a fairy tale-like pointy mountain located on the border of China and Vietnam. And it's also known in Vietnam as Ban Gioc Waterfall and in China as Detian Falls. It's considered Asia's largest waterfall. Regardless of whether you identify it as a river or a waterfall, when the Khe Sun River is at its highest during the rainy season, it is undeniably one of the world's best waterfalls. On the Chinese side, the drop is more than 70 meters, and the waterfall is some 200 meters wide. Surrounded by lush vegetation, the surrounding mountains and an open karst valley, the area is great for getting superb views of these cascades. The falls are fed by the Khe Sun River, which divides the 2 countries, and the sound of rushing water over the 3 tiers is so loud that it makes a thunderous roar. Number 5. Dudh Sagar Falls, India. To see one of the most impressive falls in Asia, head for Dudh Sagar Falls in Goa, India. One of India's tallest and most impressive waterfalls, Dudh Sagar Falls cascades across 4 tiers, down more than 1,000 feet in 4 tiers at nearly 100 feet wide. The waterfall seems much larger because it is so tall and wide. The Dudh Sagar Falls are more powerful during the rainy season because monsoons provide them with ample water. The speed and force with which the water falls and sprays at Dudh Sagar Falls gives it its Sea of Milk nickname because it creates an illusion of falling into the Mandovi River below. The waterfall, which flows through the mountains of the Western Ghats, is surrounded by spectacular mountains and forests that showcase the beauty of India's nature. The falls are located inside the Bhagwan Mahavir Sanctuary, about 60 kilometers from Panjim and 45 kilometers from Mudgaon. Number 6. Gullfoss, Iceland. Gullfoss waterfall in Iceland is a marvel of nature, as proven by the many different kinds of waterfalls found worldwide. Gullfoss, or Golden Falls, is one of Iceland's most popular tourist destinations. The name comes from the golden glacial sand in the river that makes the falls glow gold in the sun. Gullfoss, a magnificent waterfall in Iceland, is an iconic attraction thanks to the way that the water changes direction between its two tiers. After the Vita River drops over the first tier of its waterfall, it turns sharply 90 degrees before descending again to create a staircase effect. The waterfall is a magical sight, set against Iceland's lush, velvet green landscape. It's also common to see rainbows within its heavy mist. Number 7. Niagara Falls, USA and Canada. If you're looking for a waterfall in the United States, is there any more widely recognized than Niagara Falls? This iconic waterfall sits on the border between Canada and the USA, where the Niagara River connects Lake Erie with Lake Ontario. Niagara Falls is not the tallest waterfall in the world, but it is certainly impressive in its scope and power. Niagara Falls, a Canadian river gorge formed by the Niagara River, is home to 3 distinct waterfalls: American Falls, which is 78 feet, and Bridal Veil Falls, which is 55 feet, Horseshoe Falls, the largest at 157 featuring is the largest and is the most photographed of the 3. The water cascades 614 feet down Niagara Gorge, making it one of the world's most spectacular natural sights. Visible from a number of viewpoints in New York and Ontario, the falls can be viewed from various vantage points. The Niagara Gorge to experience the power of the falls mid-flow from the hurricane deck. Cave of the Winds is one of the most unique viewpoints. You can experience the power of Niagara Falls in many ways, from viewpoints in both countries to cruises that take you out to the bottom of the falls. Number 8. Ruby Falls, USA. The Ruby Falls of Tennessee are located underground, which makes them truly unique among waterfalls on this list. Just outside Chattanooga, Ruby Falls has the distinction of being the tallest and deepest underground waterfall open to the public in the USA. To see Lookout Mountain's fascinating natural phenomenon, you'll have to go 1,120 feet deep inside the mountain. But it's an experience you won't soon forget. To access the waterfall, visitors must drop 26 stories in an elevator under Lookout Mountain, at the bottom of which you'll find the Ruby Falls illuminated in a spellbinding light show. The height of the falls is a humble 145 feet, but they're still a magical sight thanks to the rock formations and lights, as well as the ambience of this subterranean attraction. While the falls are natural, Ruby Falls has a full-color LED light show. And even though it's an impressive and ultra-unique waterfall, it's still quite accessible to visitors. Number 9. Kuang Sea Waterfall, Laos. One of the most famous landmarks in Laos is the Kuang Sea Waterfall. The striking natural attraction is within reach of the city of Luang Prabang, making it an easy and popular destination for travelers who visit Luang Prabang. The breathtakingly beautiful blue water at the base of the 3-tiered waterfall draws a crowd of swimmers, photographers, and Instagrammers who come to see the standout color of the water and play in its shallow pools. Although the main fall measures only around 60 meters, this 3-tiered waterfall is a visual wonder, rising up out of the rainforest like some kind of natural phenomenon. A 45-minute tuk-tuk ride or a short boat trip up the Mekong River from Luang Prabang in northern Laos takes you to Kuang Sea Falls, which actually consists of multiple cascades. Each is more beautiful than the last. A series of turquoise water cascading over limestone rocks, this is a popular spot for tourists and locals alike. Although getting to the falls is easy enough, scaling the peak of the highest fall can be tough. Make sure to bring the right footwear. Number 10. Huangguoshu, China. One of the many striking natural attractions in China, the Huangguoshu waterfall is on this list because it's such a fun and unusual place to visit. The Baishui River cascades through a gorge in Guizhou province, where it falls into a pool of water and becomes one of China's largest and most famous waterfalls. Interestingly, Huangguoshu is actually wider than it is tall, measuring 101 meters wide and 77.8 meters high. When you visit Huangguoshu, you can enjoy the attractions from multiple observation points, each offering a different perspective. Depending on the season, it's sometimes possible to spot the curtain cave that rests behind the waterfall. Huangguoshu National Park is located in West Guizhou and has a total area of 128 kilometers. It can be reached from Guiyang by driving 45 kilometers and from Anshan by taking a bus. The waterfall is one of the most beautiful tourist destinations in West China. Well, that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe the channel.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.